In this video, Myron and Steven Crowder talk about women in the modern era and 5 things men must have before they think about getting into a serious relationship.
I have 5 things that I think every guy should have. And I think we might have even had a discussion on this before a couple years back, and it hasn't really changed too much. Make 6 figures a year, at least $100,000 a year as a guy, be 35 years old, have 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, and have sex with 50 women. Now, this 50 women thing is what has a lot of people.
It's the 5th thing.
Yeah. This is what pisses a lot of people off. Now, this 50 isn't a hard and fast 50. I just want it where guys are able to get to a point where they understand women to the point where they don't get into a relationship with a girl and she's telling them like, oh, you're not going to get any nookie unless you take out the trash. Oh, you're not going to get XYZ unless you do this. So I don't want guys to be in a position where their girlfriend or their significant other can leverage sexuality for compliance from them, from his perspective. She should be giving that to you all the time. And she should be actually the one trying to initiate if, you do everything right, correctly. And the reason why I say guys need to have these 5 things is because in the age of Instagram, in the age of dating apps, in the age of where women have all these, opportunities, relationship and sexual opportunities, you need to be what I call like an entry-level higher status guy. And these 5 things will put you in a position where you can at least be the leadership figure in that relationship where she's going to respect you and most importantly, submit to you guys, submit to you. So that's why I say these things. Now, could it be 20 and you'll be fine? Could it be 10? Could it be 1? Hell, could you even be a virgin and maybe understand this stuff? Sure. But what I've realized is like most men don't really figure women out until they've had a significant amount of experience. And I've noticed it to be somewhere between 30 to 50. Now,
do you mean that relationally or do you mean that sexually?
Sexually, so that you understand women appropriately, so that you can identify. It's like, like we look at World of Warcraft, right? Like you got to kill the little like monsters or whatever, like the shit wants to level up.
I thought we were talking about women. You went to World of Warcraft.
This is the problem
tonight for women.
How many women do you have your World of Warcraft?
Yeah, well, you got to kill the like little.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of all women drying up.
Or like, you spar with a bunch of people in boxing, right? So that when you finally have that final match against the boss, like, you know how to appropriately, duck and weave and, do what you got to do to be able to win the fight. Because I do think like when it gets to marriage and long-term relationship, that's going to be the hardest thing for you versus just womanizing. So you need to understand women's strategies and proclivities and everything else like that. So I think having that number and having that experience will, number 1, put you in a position where you're attractive. And then number 2, give you the prerequisite knowledge and sexuality where women can't leverage sex against you anymore. Because so many guys are like, I got my I'm going to do whatever she wants. And that's like the beginning of the end.
You've been talking with Robert. He says that a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
he says that. I'm like, Robert, you don't understand the dynamics of female-male interplay. But I will say, I get it. And then the Christian right prescription is, hey, you know what? The truth is people figure out sex. And the truth is people who are virgins who get married and then have sex, have fewer partners, are sexually happier. Now, maybe because they don't know what to compare it to.
They are.
But so what? Yeah. You know what I mean? I also think
ideally,
that
just for clarity, ideally, if a guy and a girl can get together and be virgins, that's the best scenario.
So you would say that too?
Yeah, statistically speaking, that is the best way. But me being pragmatic and understanding how women are nowadays, where the average 21-year-old girl is going to have more sexual partners than the average 21-year-old guy, like I can't in good faith tell guys to get married as a virgin and them not being destroyed because they don't understand female nature and how women are. And like, unfortunately, the church, religion, society, shame, all these different things that used to be in play back like in 1955 are no longer in play in 2025. And women have no reason to really sit there and submit to you and do what they're supposed to do because they're incentivized to not.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you think, so I think you're right. We have identified kind of one of the problems in society.
Yeah. Dry skin in your...
is that what it is?
No, it's gone.
All right, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
I went like this. I scratched my nose right before we went on the show. Yeah, exactly. Do you think, though, that there is a way to incentivize guys to only look for the right women? And eventually this problem goes away because women won't be able to find any guys because they're not looking for women that are sleeping around. They're actually looking for people that have some character and some, I don't know, the qualities in women that we've always looked for. So instead of incentivize, like saying, hey, go out and sleep with 50 so you understand them, just say, just don't play their game. Just find virtuous women, and therefore we will get rid of this problem by doing that.
The only problem with that is that, so when women run game, what they do is when they find a guy that they like, they'll sell purity. And we all know, like we sell success.
I've seen those stories, yes.
So like my thing is like, and this is another reason why.
All right, what about an app, a purity app? Follow me here. No, I'm just kidding.
You could ask some questions to it, and I can.
Dating a water filter? What is that?
But yeah, like the thing is, you guys need to be able to identify when girls are lying to them and they're selling purity. And this is why I tell guys actually like date a girl for 6 months to a year before you ever like claim her and make her your actual girlfriend and actually getting serious, because you need time to see where she stands in her characteristics. And then another thing I tell guys is like, see if she does acts of service. Like, will she do things for you? And because a good woman is going to come in, see parts of things that you're doing that could be optimized. Like, for example, let's say you like coffee, right? But she shows up at your house, you don't have a good coffee machine. She just takes the initiative and buys you one, right? Yeah. Or she has a cup always ready for you when you wake up. Little things like that, and you don't even have to tell her. Like, that's a really good sign, because now she's becoming like almost, I always say men need to be problem solvers in the real world. Women need to be problem solvers in a household with the guy, and making them better, so that they don't have to think about the little things, so they can go focus on the big things. That's where I think a woman is best. And people get mad at me when I say, oh yeah, she needs to basically be your assistant. But I truly do think like women thrive in that assistance role, because it puts you as the masculine leader and the dominant figure. It puts her as the subservient, which is what they want anyway. And she's helping you become better. And I think that's like the best way it can go. But guys won't be able to identify these types of women or be able to figure this out until they date them for a good amount of time and see where she stands with these types of things.
Do you think, because you said women's nature, and again, we would agree on the descriptions, maybe not the prescriptions. Well, sure. I still think finding a chaste woman is ideal, but I also agree, blind spot, women lie in the modern world, because sometimes they're going against their nature. Their nature is not to be, is a term you use, hypergamy. Hypergamy.
Yes.
Okay. They don't want to be sluts, put it that way. They don't want to be dime store whores. A lot of them don't, right? But they've been told that it's empowering. And so sometimes women are trying, the same way that guys who simp and say, hey, I'm soft, I'm sympathetic, I'm sensitive, they're trying to fill an archetype that they have been told is appealing, which actually flies in the face of our nature sometimes. Yeah. And we see more people who are sort of acting anti-naturally, women acting masculine, acting tough, boss babe, and men, and I don't want to use the term beta, but men acting weak and subservient, and no one's happy because it's all a fake out.
No, you're actually precisely correct. I say it all the time. Feminism is the blue pill for women, right? So for men, right, blue pill guys are simps, feminine, think that women can lead, and, they can, do certain masculine things, and they can like defer that to her. Like, yeah, it's okay if my girl like bosses me around and tells me what to do, like, cause they're idiots and they don't understand female nature. Same exact thing with women. Women, the blue pill for women is feminism, and thinking that chasing a career, acting like a man, being masculine, challenging your husband or challenging your man is like, empowering. That is the blue pill for them. And they bite it even worse, because advertisers and society in general, like, women are easier buyers. Like, they're the target demographic for advertisers, because women are the consumers. Yep. They like to extract value, and with them, they are you. When I always say, like, when you lie, women buy. Mm-hmm. And that's what they do. That's why, like, with the Gillette commercial, we can even put in the clip here if you guys want.
Which one, the tranny mustache one, or the one the guy's like, you shouldn't actually tell the woman she's hot? Which one?
Boys will be boys.
The one, the boys will be boys one.
Yeah. Boys will be bullying, a problem among kids here in Indiana.
We can't hide from it. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy? What I actually think.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And in that commercial, I love to use that, because that commercial exemplifies the problem that we're in. We have a men's razor company, right? A men's razor company literally shitting on their target demographic of customer to appease to women. And if that doesn't prove that women are the majority consumers, and they run, we live in a gynocentric society, I don't know what else does. And I always tell people, like, well, they're like, oh, why is that a big deal? Men do need to be better. A lot of guys are, toxically masculine, whatever, because that was one of the commercials that pushed this whole toxic masculinity thing. And I'm like, all right, well, what if Victoria's Secret did a commercial saying, hey, stop being sluts. Stop cheating on your boyfriend. Stop being attention whores on Instagram. Like, start making those goddamn sandwiches. Do you think Victoria's Secret would have a problem? They probably would.
We'd all be losers, because it would be out of business.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want that to happen. It's one of the few, like that and Yankee Doodle Candle Store. Those are the only reasons I go to the mall, usually by myself. One point I would say is, I agree.
Spencer.
One fundamental difference, though, and I think you would agree with this, but single men are very large consumers. Once they are in a nuclear family household, women are the consumers. So the marketing changes. When they're single, men tend to buy a lot of things, electronics, cars, toys, right? Sure. Once you're married, it's often women. And here's how I know I got a good woman. She's Latina. By the way, they're all nuts. But she buys men's razors. And I go, why? She goes, yeah. It's cheaper. It's the exact same thing. And that's how you know she's not a feminist, because women go, the pink tax, get a black razor, bitch.
Yeah.
You don't have to have 18 strips in Venus, people singing, doing synchronized swimming in the commercial. It's literally a tax on a color that costs more to produce, and you pay more. You could just buy a plain black razor. Yep. And mine does. And that's why, she doesn't have to cover up the bruising with makeup. But no, it's like,
sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean? Hey,
I don't know. But I will say, I do think a big part of this is recognizing women who identify that problem, because the truth is, all women still have that proclivity of that. No matter what happens, but recognizing that, hey, we do tend to be more emotional. Hey, men are in positions of leadership. And the way I sort of present it when I discuss this with women is, I go, you think leader, follower. there's no unit that exists in a business, in government, in the military where there isn't a hierarchy. So how about, hey, this guy's a general and you're a colonel? Yeah. Meaning everyone else is below you. Everything else in the household, everyone outside of your household is someone, your man will defer to you, just not when it's an issue of your difference of opinion, because he's the general, or he's the Secretary of Defense and you're a general, or he's the president and you're the Secretary of State. Like, it's literally the next position from the top.
Absolutely.
But nowhere else do you go, we got two people calling the shots. Someone has to be a tiebreaker.
Yep.
And that's not dishonoring. That's as honoring as it can be outside of the one general.
Yeah. And I always tell people, like, you know, basically, like, she's like the consigliere, if we're going to look at like Italian organized crime or something like that. You're the boss. She's the advisor, right? And then obviously, whatever, you know, obviously you make the final decision, but her input does matter to a degree. And obviously, the longer you're with her,